Okay, so we're just going to review some of the principles of interactivity that you've handed in. First up is team paper, and I want to go through the five. They're not really that visible here, but you'll see them. From paper, we've got engaging, play, usability, emotional connection, and good design sense. Now, I think in terms of the task, it was probably not quite as successful as a response as I would have liked, possibly because if you look at engaging as a quality, the first one, you can say, is this actually a principle or a quality? Engaging is really a kind of something about the way we feel about things. So a principle, I would think, is more of a foundation of what actually defines the interactive experience. It's like saying good. It has to be a good interactive experience. Engagement is certainly a part of that process, but I think it's important that we make the distinction between things which are qualifiers about how we feel or how we enjoy the interactive process and what actually are the foundations of interactivity. Play, everyone sort of picked up on as an idea, and I think that's good. It's certainly an important component of the interactive experience, and it's something which adds into the foundations, the basic foundations. So we're seeing play as something which extends our experience of interactivity and encourages us to go a little bit more deeply within that. Usability, I think that's a good point. Our third point, usability, is really a base level functionality. In order for something to be interactive, it has to be usable. And this really comes back to the foundation of what defines interactive versus non-interactive experiences, and that's that the experience itself is able to be used. It responds to the user. So, a potato peeler is an interactive object because we can use it, a fork, a pen, all of these things are interactive objects. So usability, I think, is important, and that's really the way you've defined it in this part of the paper, that you've said it seems that if something aims to get users to interact with it, then it needs to be usable. And bad interactivity points out that it's not usable in the sense of the coffee machine that we looked at was an example, and that's probably true. So I think on the base level, it's about responsiveness and the way that it will interact with the user or allow the user to interact and use it. The fourth point, emotional connection. I'd put a query on this because I think it's a good point to raise, and I think that it's about developing the quality of interactivity, but I think also you could say that this comes back to point one, engagement. That's also a quality, and emotional connection is something that we feel with an interactive experience, but it's really about the user's perception or the user's experiential dimension rather than what constitutes it as an interactive experience versus a non-interactive experience. So I think that's important, and good design sense. Let me also go with this one. It's like saying something's well done. If we go back to point one, for it to be engaging, then yeah, it has to be well designed. So good design sense is an aesthetic parameter. Again, it plays a little bit more into how we feel about something, but I'm not sure that it's a foundation of interactivity.